Oh, what a difference a year makes. Patriots fans, I know that you know Drake Maye has been good for a while, but with a dismal 2024 roster putting a cap on his production, and the NFL not wanting to give this team even a sniff of primetime action, the sheer quality of some of his accomplishments have been slipping under the radar. At least, they were. In Week 5 of the 2025 NFL season, Drake Maye was unleashed on the primetime stage in style, and everything changed. But why? Let's revisit the game that made Drake Maye a star and find out why he is destined for greatness. Drake Maye has had a stellar start to the season, but I think it is fitting to highlight this one game in particular. Ironically, it is the only game that he didn't score a touchdown, but that doesn't matter. What he did do was show off a masterclass of rare playmaking ability and also savvy and sensible game management that shows a player much more mature than his 17 starts at the time would suggest. For context, this was Drake Maye's first ever game in prime time. Not only that, but it was against the reigning MVP and his Super Bowl front-running Buffalo Bills. Oh yeah, it was also in their building, in front of a hostile Bills mafia. It was an edgy start for both teams, but Buffalo did find second gear to open the second half with a 71-yard touchdown drive, putting the pressure onto Drake Maye to see if he could help his Patriots find theirs. It was at this point that the sophomore quarterback showed the primetime audience just how good he was. First and foremost, we have to go to that play, the one that really kick-started the fun in the second half. There are very few quarterbacks in the NFL that you truly just believe are going to make a play, no matter how close they drift to the sideline. It is the kind of play we are used to seeing from the likes of Allen, Mahomes, and Jackson, where it just feels inevitable that they're going to find a man downfield. And now, Drake Maye is adding his name to that list. He doesn't panic when leaving the pocket, instead keeping his eyes up and scanning downfield, ready for an opportunity to make a play if it materializes. This is the kind of special playmaking ability that everybody is searching for in the draft nowadays, but plays like this are also a reminder of what needs to happen after you find that kind of player in the draft. That would be finding them a reliable receiver. When the New England Patriots paid up to sign a 31-year-old Stefon Diggs coming off a torn ACL, not everyone was convinced. But when you consider the comparisons between Drake Maye and Josh Allen, the signing begins to make a bit more sense. Stefon Diggs was literally the guy who helped Josh Allen break out, with the pair making magic week in and week out over their time in Buffalo together. One of Josh Allen's biggest assets is his ability to extend plays and find people deep downfield, which is becoming apparent is a skill set that he shares with Drake Maye. So, you go out and get a veteran wide receiver who has a proven track record of helping this kind of quarterback break out. Before I continue with the video, please could I ask for a very quick favour of a like and a subscribe. Any support is much appreciated as I try to build this channel up. Anyway, back to the video. Let's go back to that brilliant play in Week 5 on Sunday Night Football. Look at this incredible route by Stefon Diggs, recognising that his quarterback is extending the play before easily breaking free from his defender and finding the perfect spot to wait for the game-changing pass. This kind of chemistry is incredibly impressive and the kind of thing you would expect to see after years of the two playing together. But here they are in just Week 5 of the 2025 season, already on the same page and making massive plays as a result. Ramondre Stevenson would punch in the go-ahead touchdown on the very next play. On the next drive, having just stolen an interception from Josh Allen, Maye had an opportunity to stamp home an advantage, but a 3rd and 7 deep inside his own red zone meant the pressure was on. And what did Maye do? He bought himself some time and fired another dart down the sideline to a once again perfectly placed Stefon Diggs.
It seemed like they were staying over top, but...
How'd you know the timing of it?
More so because I've been in the league a little while. I know your initial step is when they break the pocket, they say go long. So I picked like I was going to go long and then just try to, throw them by.
This clutch playmaking is another big factor in Drake's game, repeatedly coming up with big plays on 3rd down to keep drives alive. On this one in particular, he would execute another 3rd down conversion later, once again to Diggs, to help convert an impressive 90-yard touchdown drive. Good quarterbacks capitalize on their opponent's mistakes, which is exactly what Drake Maye did on that drive, putting his team up by 20 points to 10. Remember, this is a sophomore in his first ever primetime game. The Bills did manage to get themselves back into the game, making it 20 apiece with just over 2 minutes left on the clock thanks to a Matt Prater field goal. As a result, Drake Maye would have the ball in hand again, needing not only to move the ball down the field to set up a game-winning field goal for his team, but also to keep the ball away from the MVP, who would almost certainly march downfield to do the same with whatever time he was given. Cue clutch Drake Maye at his most impressive. On the very first play of the drive, a free rusher envelops Maye almost instantly. Against almost every other quarterback in the NFL, that is a sack and a significant loss of yardage. For Drake Maye though, he is somehow able to hold off the 300-pound defender with one arm and still flip off a pass to, guess who, Stefon Diggs, who is once again in the right place at the right time for his quarterback. The swing from avoiding 2nd and 19 at your own 20 to setting up a 1st and 10 at the 40 cannot be underestimated. We've spoken a lot about how special this guy is working out of structure, but you bet he can pick you apart from in the pocket as well, as was proven just a couple of plays later, quickly ripping a dart to Kayshon Boutte to move his team into field goal range. Then, facing 3rd and 5 a few plays after that from the Buffalo 34-yard line, he made another game-changing play. With New England already on the edge of field goal range and with a rookie kicker on the sideline, every single inch is crucial here. Therefore, a sack cannot be taken, and with a minute still to go, keeping the clock ticking is essential to avoid giving Josh Allen time to win the game himself. Unfortunately for Maye, he is once again met almost instantly in the backfield, but yet again, he manages to shrug the defender off him. Then he doesn't panic and throw the ball downfield, instead wrestling his way back to where the play started, at the 34-yard line. So often we see quarterbacks panic and do something stupid in that moment, but keeping the ball in his hands meant that the clock kept ticking. As a result, New England were able to bleed another 40 seconds off the clock before their rookie kicker slotted home the game-winning field goal. From the remarkable strength to avoid sacks from 2 different defensive linemen, to the clutch plays with his arm and the composure and maturity to get the clock as low as possible. These all emphasize how special this performance was. In total, in the second half, Drake Maye completed 13 of his 14 pass attempts for 184 yards. He was not deterred by the bright lights of primetime action, he was not deterred by the hostile Buffalo crowd, and he was certainly not deterred by his 5-time division champion opponents. He was poised, clinical, and clutch, giving us our first taste of superstar Drake Maye. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I am by no means an expert, but I love making this kind of content, shedding light on amazing performances. If you want to see more throughout the season, please do subscribe. It would be much appreciated. See you on the next one.